Mr. Ramaswamy, Ms. Volker. We are the Los Santos Police Department. We're asking that both of you turn yourself in for one charge of attempted murder and one charge of accessory to attempted murder.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I love to hear about my rights.
If you can come closer, officers to my right, officers to my left. We'll proceed forward. We'll place you in cuffs. We'll take you inside.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah.
Well, Volker, you have the right to remain silent. Any you say can be used against you in the court of law, you have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you by a state available.
Afterwards.
Yep.
Understood.
You have the right to remain silent. You say can be against you in a court of law. You have the right to attorney prison available. If you cannot afford one, will be appointed you free of charge by the state. You understand these rights as I read them to you, sir, ma'am, and or them, and or they.
Thank you for coming down here, Lilith. I appreciate that.
Yeah, of course. We love to comply.
Do you think they're gonna put us in a cell?
I think they might, sir.
Oh, fuck. That's
I
gonna be
know.
crazy. I hope they read us our constitutional rights again.
They might. Maybe just so you don't understand them so I can say it again.
What are my Miranda rights again, sir?
Yeah, I can read them for you again if you like.
Would love that.
Mr. Ramaswamy, at this time you have the right to remain silent. You say, do, can, and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney present. And one during question, you can't afford one. One will be provided to you free of charge by state if available.
Yep.
Do you
Perfect,
understand
thank you. Oh, I do. I really do. Thank you so much.
Oh, and here? We're sharing the cell? Okay, perfect.
My budget cuts, they're doing a buy one, get one free, I guess.
Well, I'm glad at least we're together, sir.
That's true. Give me, like, a good, like, prison song. I don't know.
Prison song?
That's right.
PD. I got an attorney that can come down here for y'all. Do you want him? It's Lance Moulton.
Yes, 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 yes,
yes,
yes, yes, yes, yes, yes, yes, yes.
And he's doing security right now too as well.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
That's our prison song, sir. Yes. Yes.
Or we could do
hey,
yeah by
Duncan,
Usher.
go pick up their lawyer from the apartment. You can down here pretty quick.
All right, sure.
That's all I know.
Okay. All right. He'll come get you right now. You got Officer Duncan Fenwell coming on his way to come pick you up. Court of law, innocent until proven guilty. After all, right?
Fuck.
That's okay. I am a little bit embarrassed, but we'll tell the truth and nothing but the whole truth.
And that's all we can ask for is you tell the truth. That's it. You don't lie.
Yes, sir.
I mean, it's up to you. Oh, of course, you can plead the fifth. You don't have to testify in court. But
we would love to testify for the truth.
Shit.
Hey, good to see you.
Hi, how are ya?
Mr. Moulton, I don't run a Chinese buffet here, so I'm sorry. I don't got that.
Oh, you'd rather wait till we're begging and starving at the court case to hold it up there?
I'll have an officer run and go get food for
We're
the
gonna
court
fucking
case.
go.
I mean, I just saying, like, prep time.
Yes, we have the best fucking lawyer, dude.
Now, so I could talk to them about it, or how do you want to do this? Because this is a little atypical. All right, what you all cook up in the last 24?
Go ahead.
We took your advice, and Lilith, feel free to jump in. But what we cooked up is that me, Bobby, and Lilith are in a throuple, and we were
a three-way.
It's a three-way. We're a three-way couple, and the reason we were at Chumash Pier is because I am a known cuck around Los Santos, and I wanted to watch Bobby and Lilith get into some kinky knife play.
And yeah, the reason why
go ahead.
we lied initially is because we were embarrassed because it's woke.
What do you mean lied initially? Like, you gave a statement to the
It was an
cops already?
AI.
Yeah, we initially said it was AI, and we were just embarrassed because it's woke.
Am I missing something here? Your statements aren't in here.
Wait, really?
Make sure I'm not missing it, unless it's in the statement from the officers about what you said. Hang on. You don't see your guys' statements in here?
No, our statements are not in there.
Nope. Okay,
then you never lied. This is your first story. This is a story you've been saying all along. Okay.
Why would it not be there?
Well, because I don't know. I'm not investigating you, so I didn't put down.
Let's not bring it up to the officers. Then.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Just shut up.
Perfect.
Just
Perfect.
shut up.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Bobby will be testifying, I believe.
Or there's
Not against us.
Okay.
Yes. Wait, against us, Lilith?
No, with us.
With us. He's going to be testifying with us. He's on our
Yeah,
side.
not against us.
Correct.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that we were, you know, role playing, and I was wearing a disguise to be kinky, and that's why he was scared and texting Carmine. May I ask who the judge is? Is that okay to ask?
I don't know. We're about to find out.
Okay, cool.
Okay. All right. If you all could just face away from me real quick.
All right.
Turn face away from me.
All right.
I'm gonna place you in the handcuffs, so you're gonna put your fingers down.
Just soft cuff him, Duncan, again.
Right this way, Big.
Yeah, this is cool. Look how professional this is.
Hey, good to see you, Mr. K. Loving the
Hi,
blue.
how are ya?
Looking good.
Looking good in blue.
Okay.
Good to see ya. Day one. That's exactly right.
Oh, shit.
Let's go, everybody.
Hi, how are ya?
Over here. Y'all over there.
Bob.
Going on cuff him once you get there, right?
Order.
Did we just arrest mayors now?
Hello, Mr. Ramaswamy. Hello, Miss Folk. How are you two doing today?
Doing so good. How about yourself?
Doing so good. How
very
about
good.
yourself?
Wonderful. I see you found a Mr. Malton there, so...
That's
you
right.
had enough time to prepare for your defense here today?
I mean, I'll be honest, Your Honor. As things come up, you know, we might request a few minutes, like here and there. But yeah, we talked about it in the cells for a little bit.
All right. That's fine with me, as long as everybody's happy and ready to go.
Oh God. I'm just waiting for James Randall to show up or something. What was that?
Nothing. I was just talking to my massive amount of fans here.
Oh, yes. You have a lot of them I can see. Mostly women too, that's good.
That's right. I support women.
Exactly right.
If you don't mind me asking, what happened with
I mean, I'll be honest, Your Honor.
It's such a great question. I really appreciate
I believe
that.
this is a DOJ policy. Do you want them to go for...
That's exactly right. You heard the man. Take care now.
Was she a day one?
Exactly right. No, she's not actually. Yes, hi.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and call this into session. I'm going to have the defendants enter their pleas and then begin with opening statements. Ms. Folker, please stand forward. Ms. Folker, to the charge of 1x attempted first-degree murder, how do you plead?
Not guilty.
And to the charge of 1x brandishing a non-firearm, how do you plead?
Not guilty.
All right, so entered. You may step back.
Did I do good? Did I say the right thing?
I
Mr.
am so
Ramaswamy,
proud of
please
you.
step forward.
Thank you so much.
Hey, how are ya?
Wonderful. Well, to the charge of to the charge of 1x attempted first-degree murder accessory, how do you plead?
Judge, my answer is not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
All right. Noted for the record, Mr. Ramaswamy, you may step back.
Great question. Thank you so
You did
much.
so good. You're killing it.
Your
That was
Honors,
Murphy for a second.
ladies and gentlemen,
But Murphy's right there.
despite your history, you did a fucking shit job. Now, those are almost the last words heard by Bobby Charles. Now, those words were made by one of the defendants in this case, Miss Lilith Folker.
That's me.
Now, she uttered those words just before she plunged her knife straight into Mr. Charles's neck in an attempt to fatally kill him. Now, this case all started on December 27th, 2023. Mr. Charles was working as a security guard. He was working for Mr. Ramaswamy, another co-defendant in this case. Mr. Ramaswamy, of course, is running for mayor, you see. And it was Mr. Charles's job to protect him. Now, early in the day, again on the 27th, Mr. Ramaswamy was unfortunately stabbed. He had to be taken to the hospital. And again, it was Mr. Charles's job to ensure that Mr. Ramaswamy was fully protected. Mr. Ramaswamy at that time felt that his image could not be compromised. I mean, if he could not protect himself, ensure that he wasn't stabbed, what could that say for him as mayor? If he can't protect himself, how could he protect the citizens of Los Santos? So, in an attempt to rehabilitate his image and to stop any further blemishes on his record, he made a plan. He made a plan with his co-defendant, Miss Fulker, his campaign manager. They made a plan to seek revenge on Mr. Charles, to try and kill him. And they proceeded with that plan. Now, on the 27th, they met with Mr. Charles. They got him in his car, and they drove. Now, Mr. Charles, being an experienced security guard, he knew something was wrong. He knew something was up.
Oh, wow.
Had something on your face. It was a
Oh,
parasite. I wanted to
thank you so much. Yeah, I'm okay.
All right. Go ahead.
All right, thank you. As I was saying, Mr. Charles knew something was wrong. Mr. Ramaswamy and Miss Fulker were acting strangely. So he did the right thing, and he contacted a good friend of his, Mr. Carmine Costello. He texted him frantically, trying to get help. You see, Miss Fulker and Mr. Ramaswamy were taking Mr. Charles to the Chumash Pier. Now, when they got to the pier, they forced him out of the car, and eventually, Miss Fulker pulled out a knife. She forced Mr. Charles to his knees, and eventually, she uttered those fateful words. Now, Mr. Charles was not very lucky that day. He was unfortunately stabbed. Almost died. But he did the right thing by contacting Mr. Costello. You see, Mr. Costello, luckily, found his way to the scene and was able to not only contact authorities so that Mr. Charles, luckily, could be saved, but he brought a friend with him who recorded the entire incident on camera.
He's not my friend! Oh, I'm sorry.
Anyway, as I was saying,
well said.
After this all occurred, Mr. Charles luckily was saved. He was
my
given
God,
proper
cowboy?
medical treatment, and he
Bullshit.
survived. And that's when things really started to get underway. For you see, after attempting to murder Mr. Charles, Miss Fulker and Mr. Ramaswamy fled the scene. They discarded evidence. They threw away the knife they used in an attempt to kill Mr. Charles. But luckily, we had some very skilled investigators in this case, and Your Honors, you're going to meet them later on throughout the proceeding. That being Captain Slacks and, of course, Officer Ruby York. Now, they investigated this case, and eventually they collected the evidence and even conducted interrogations of the defendants. And you'll hear through the course of trial that during those interrogations, both of the defendants lied. They tried to cover up their involvement in this
Your
matter.
Honor, am I able to object to an opening statement, or would you prefer me to wait?
No, I want to pay attention to this. Wait
All right,
until after, please.
All right.
Yeah, it's gonna cook him
Thanks, Judge.
cook his shit about that
As I
not
was
being on the
saying,
incident report.
They did all they could to cover up their involvement. And that's really why we're here. So, Your Honor, to make this simple, I'd like you to think of this case in really three sections. First is the conspiracy. The defendants engaged in a conspiracy to attempt to murder Mr. Charles. They made a plan, and then they executed it. Next is the attempt to murder. They lured him to the pier and stabbed him straight in the neck. And third is the cover-up. They talked to investigators, and they lied. Oh, Your Honor, at the end of trial, I'm
Cook his shit, Melton.
I ask you now, and that will be to find both defendants guilty of all charges.
I'll just hit the facts here. Prosecution is going to try to paint this as like something malice, something predetermined, something planned. In reality, what this was is this was just a threesome that got out of hand. You know, there was I can't use my sailor mouth here, but this was a consensual encounter that might have gone a little too far. So I will refrain from using words to describe what that encounter was like at this time. I'm sure we'll hear all about these skilled investigators and how the clients allegedly lie. But I see nothing in this report that indicates that these investigators were skilled. No offense to the prosecution, of course. But they found trash off a pier. Wow. They found a knife on the beach. Amazing. None of that actually connects to anything that allegedly happened on the pier. The statements that these clients gave, that they supposedly lied about, they're not in these reports at all. I see no recordings of interrogation tapes, no written down.
Yes, look at this Giga Chad team behind us. Yes, Remy's on our side too.
I would love to get to the part when they say lie, but that, you know, now is not the time for that. What this is this is sloppy investigative work and trying to push charges against a mayoral candidate so they could get in good with the press, which, as you can see, there is already here. Thank you, Your Honor.
Well, listen, I got a couple questions for you. First off, why don't you tell me a little bit about your employment experience?
My employment experience, what can I say? It's the honorably discharged from Bolingbrook Penitentiary. I still receive pension till this day. Honorably discharged. I get a $10,000 check every day. Honorable. Honorable. All the documents got burned, but it's honorable.
All right. And what has been your most recent employment?
Most recent employment. Let me try and... My most recent employment, it was... I was a security guard for a campaign.
That's Mr. Ramaswamy's campaign?
All
right. And were you working for Mr. Ramaswamy on the 27th of December, 2023?
Of course I was.
All right. Now, why don't you tell me a little bit about what happened that day?
What happened that day? This was... Listen, I'm not sure if the courtroom needs to hear... These are some pretty dirty words that I'm about to say.
I would say, like, after... like.
Please feel free to be unfiltered, sir.
Just tell the truth.
It was a tale of love, a tale of love and thievery and jealousy, almost like a movie. I remember it like it was yesterday. It was I saw Vivek, and oh God, I didn't know what to think. We just, you know, me and Vivek, we had a connection. From the moment I saw him, it was just. Oh, I was in love the moment I saw Vivek.
All right, so let me just stop you there because I have another question for you. Why don't you tell me about what you can recall at approximately 7 p.m. Eastern, again on the 27th?
What can I recall? Oh, I remember that day like it was yesterday. I was at the pier with Vivek and Lilith at Chumash. We were doing some indecent things on that pier. We should have done it behind closed doors. But you know, for the thrill of it, you got to do it at Chumash. So, what happened was...
Sorry, Bobby.
Why don't you back up a little bit and tell me how you got to the pier?
Of course, Lilith drove us. Me and Vivek. We were in a car.
How did you know to meet with him?
How did I know to meet with him? I was doing security detail.
All right, at that point, you got in the car, decided to drive to the pier?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And did you communicate with anyone else outside the car on the way to the pier?
Did I communicate outside of him?
Oh, he needs to say
I
that.
believe I did send a message to Carmine.
He needs to say that, like...
All right, what was the context of those messages?
Oh, the context was me and Vivek was actually filming something for his fans only. As you know, Vivek is a cuck and he likes to see his wife get railed on his website, and he was gonna film me and Lilith. So the context was we were role playing. What was it? It was kinky BDSM, night play sex, and that's what was the context. So we want to make it seem as real as possible.
Romy!
sir. It looks like someone's jackhammering.
Sounds like Vivek's wife getting drilled.
I have heard that.
That's exactly right.
Wait, am I doing something wrong?
Yeah, you were drilling the floor.
Yeah.
How'd you get that in here?
No heavy machinery, please.
May I proceed, Judge?
Yes. I think the construction is over.
Oh, the construction's over. That's so funny.
Now, if I can, Mr. Charles, I'd like you to take a look at Exhibit D. You have that readily available?
You'll have to show it to him.
I don't have a phone. I'm a simple man. I don't believe in
the lighting's fucked up with the flag
such as,
in here.
Mobile devices.
I see.
Can you just describe the photo or whatever it is?
I'm going to be again, it's Exhibit D. It's your phone record, sir. Let me just, to make things simple, I'm not sure to get that over to you yet. I'll just go ahead and read one of the texts.
He still didn't get a phone.
And now you wouldn't disagree with me that you
He's
texted
committed.
Mr. Costello help?
I did text that.
All right. And why did you say that?
As I said previously, it was our sex BDSM kinky knife play role play. That's what it was. You know, we like to stay in character at all times when we do this, just to make it feel as genuine as possible.
Okay. And what happened once you got to the pier?
Once we got to the pier, I could, Vivek, we were confessing our love to each other, and then once we got to the while we were confessing our love, me and Lilith, we began the kinky BDSM knife play.
And what did that entail?
You want me to go in detail on this?
Yes.
Of course, what it entailed, it entailed
This is so embarrassing.
a lot of... I mean, you can probably put two and two together. There was a knife involved, kinky.
Sir, I'd like you to explain it to me.
Sure, you want me to explain this in detail?
Yes, sir. Please explain.
Well, of course, I remember it. It was a cloudy day. We were on the pier. Vivek had Vivek was planned on filming it to his website, his fans only.
Can you please do quietly in the gallery and keep the distractions to a minimum?
But yes, to continue, there was a knife, and we were preparing all the proper safety procedures, which that clearly.
Dude, I hope Kaven's just like, what the fuck is going on?
Do you want to know what the safe word was?
What was the safe word?
I do believe it was Bazinga. That was the safe word.
Bazinga?
Bazinga was the safe word.
All right. And at what point did you say Bazinga?
I never said Bazinga.
Okay. And I do want to clarify. So, the defendant, Miss Folker, she was on the scene, wasn't she?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And she had a knife out, right?
Yes, a knife. A sex knife. A sex knife.
Right. And at what point she stabbed that knife into your neck, didn't she?
Well, it was all a part of the
Just
kinky
answer yes,
BDSM.
you know, sir.
Yes.
I mean, that's leading, Your Honor. It's his witness. You shouldn't have to answer yes or no. You should just tell a story.
What's your rule on that one, Judge?
Repeat the question.
Oh, this is like a fucking dick off between these two, isn't it?
It's a yes or no question. It's leading.
It's a fucking
his witness.
piss measuring contest or whatever the boys call it.
Better way to get there.
Certainly, Judge. All right. And what happened with that knife, Mr. Charles?
What happened with that knife was, you know, I don't know. I'm not one who likes to keep his kinky, sex, crusty knives. I don't know. I don't know what happened to them.
Pokemon Go.
I'm just going to call a 2-minute recess if anyone needs to pee while they're sorting out this video and letting him watch it. Okay.
Here you go.
She's doing a handoff.
It's pizza! Come on, you like pizza, don't you?
Thank you.
That's exactly right. Day one pizza. That's exactly right. Well. If it isn't Max GPT, Melatonin Max.
Yes.
What's up with this defense
Maxine.
you guys are running right now?
What's the problem with it? Are you against being gay in 2024?
Yeah, hashtag truth.
Their relationship isn't gay.
Wait, hold on.
Do you know what being gay is?
Well, is it not real because we're gay?
You're not gay.
Go ahead. What are you saying?
What is that?
It's a pride flag. Do you have a problem with that in public?
Mr.
No.
Thoroughbred, you're on camera.
Oh, I'm on camera. Okay, good.
Yes, sir.
Get this. Lilith Fulker.
Name's Vivek Ramaswamy.
I'm talking to Lilith, not you. You fucking
Go ahead.
piece of shit.
Okay. Oh.
Lilith.
Yes, go ahead. Hi.
Is this the best that your lawyer could come up with?
What are you talking about? This is the truth.
A botched sexcapade at Chumash Pier, murder capital of the world?
You should be quite familiar with sexcapades, all right, Max?
And sex scandals.
Sex scandals. You are an absolute deviant.
Believe it or not, Max, I didn't come up with this one. I'm just trying to sell it.
I'm just trying to get involved, right? This is my,
you're in.
Are you jealous, Max? Are you jealous of our love?
Ooh, poor Max is jealous. He can't participate in our sexcapade. You are so sad. You've got a skeleton on your face because your campaign is dead.
Yeah, Vivek. Go ahead.
Look, I'm the better man.
Oh, good one.
Yeah. What do you mean, good one?
Well, you're a better man. Oh, is it because I'm a woman?
Yes.
Oh, Max is sexist. Max is sexist.
Wow, you're getting really woke right now. What the fuck? You're going against your morals.
Yeah, what is up with
What do you mean?
That's why this is so embarrassing,
so
Rami.
I'm sorry. Is it woke to be pro-gay, Rami? Go ahead.
Go ahead.
That's what I thought. Is it woke?
Go ahead, Rami.
Rami, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Rami. Is it woke?
I don't know, Rami.
Is it
Go ahead,
woke?
Rami.
Is it woke to be a woman and gay?
Withdraws his answer.
Go ahead, Rami.
I plead the fifth if you do your litigation.
All right, that's
All right, you take care now.
Hey, I don't know who.
Okay, Mr. Charles. Prosecutor, you may resume your questioning.
All right, thank you. Can you just describe for me what happens in that video, Mr. Charles?
BDSM, I'm on my knees. I'm about to climax. That is what's happening. That's what happened. Moments before I climax. Right there.
All right, and what is Miss Fulker doing?
We are doing the knife play, you know, the BDSM. It's the role play. Well, you know, I like getting dominated. You know, that's what was happening.
All right, Judge, thank you. No further questions.
All right, Bobby, I mean, look, you've been up here long enough. I don't want to keep you up here all day. You've already described in your own words what's happened. I'm just going to ask you some pointed questions for the judge.
I don't know if I'm just not going to...
You know, role play aside, did you consensually get in the car with Miss Fulker and Vivek over there?
Of course I did.
Did you consensually go down to Chumash Pier in that car?
Of course I did.
Did you consensually go to the end of that pier in that car?
Of course I did.
Yeah, walk down. My apologies. Did you consent to the knife play that was occurring on the video?
Of course I did.
What? How much would you say you enjoy knife play?
I mean, what can I say? I love it. It's the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Are you very experienced in knife play?
Of course, as you could see in the video, I enjoyed every second of it.
Would you say you've done a knife play for years?
Done it for years.
Nothing further.
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck.
Please step up to the witness stand and be.
Oh, fuck.
Doesn't look like that's happening.
Daylon!
Prosecutor.
Murder one.
Yes, sir.
Gay one!
Sorry, gritting a little too hot.
What's your relationship to both defendants?
What do you mean by that?
Well, do you have any relationship with them?
No.
All right. Well, I want to ask you a little bit about an event that took place on the 27th of December. Now, at any point of the day, do you recall speaking with Mr. Costello?
Yes, I spent a large portion that day with Mr. Costello.
I see. And at what point did you become aware of Mr. Costello in communication with Mr. Charles?
I was with Mr. Costello, and he was contacted by Lilith and Ramsquamble. Something along the lines of,
I don't think he has
contacted, I believe,
any
by
evidence.
Bobby, sorry, my correction, that he needed help at Chumash.
And did you think it was urgent?
Yeah, it sounded pretty urgent.
And what happened after that?
Well, we rushed on over to Chumash Pier. We walked down the pier, and that's when we saw Ramsquamble and Lilith at the end of the pier with Bobby Charles.
And did anything look odd to you?
Yes, it did look quite odd, and the frantic text or message from Bobby Charles led us to believe that he was in danger. So we tried to approach sneakily, but we were spotted, and that's when we Carmine scattered. I stayed, and I played it cool, because I'm a cool, calm, collected guy, unlike Carmine, who, you know, he gets a little frantic. He's a coward. But me being the courageous man that I am...
Thank you for the hydro, homie. I'm gonna pass on that because
Make sure to get Carmine out of here.
I feel like I need to pee soon.
Ran off, so
And I think I might be going up there soon.
to the side of the pier where they got the lift. I went up.
But feel free to remind me afterwards.
Situation. So while Carmine's running away like a coward, I stayed there and recorded what happened next.
All right, and what did you see happen?
Well, exactly what you saw on the tape. I saw a man get kicked, stabbed, and brutalized.
All right, I see. All right, and what happened after that?
Well, let me backtrack a little bit. Right before she kicked and stabbed him, she had the knife in her hand and sent Ramsquamble back to the car, so he walks down the pier. A couple seconds later, she makes her move. Couple seconds later, she starts walking down the pier. The coward Carmine's still nowhere to be seen, probably hiding under a rock. She walks down the pier, slowly, casually, cold-bloodedly, and makes her way down to the beach, where I see her go up to the water, and it seems like she was washing something off. After that, she walked on over to the campfire, seemed to place something down. So I waited. I waited until they left, and I made my way back down the pier. I told Carmine what happened, and he ran down the pier to go check on Bobby. That's when I went on the beach and...
I mean, this is not bad still.
It's a good time to fill up a yellow Gatorade.
Yeah, go.
Yeah.
I see.
Counselor,
I don't think it matters, honestly, because I was just going to say Lilith was scared.
Can you just explain to me? Did you say
I didn't want to be questioned on...
up until when?
After you collected the knife, were you still on the scene?
After I collected the knife, we left.
Okay. And can you
Did
just
he
describe...
collect the knife? Or...
Yeah, I picked up
I
on
guess
that,
exactly where Mr. Charles was stabbed.
Yes!
Well, exactly where you see in the video.
Dude, the cops fucked up. The cops fucked up so bad. There's no way they can win now. They're fucking up this badly, surely.
Oh, it was hard to tell. He was kicked down and then stabbed while he was on the ground. So
It's been tampered with.
throat, upper chest, something like that.
And what did you think that Miss Falker meant to do?
Well, I mean, stab him, I guess.
Did you think she meant to kill him?
I'm objection. How's he gonna know what she's
I feel
thinking?
like Mr. K is just snitching on himself at this point.
Certainly, Judge. I'll move on.
I feel like he just fucked himself.
All right, if I can, I just want you to actually before we get to that. So you saw the defendants leave the scene. Is that right?
Yep. So yeah, they left the scene afterwards, and the coward Carmine was still hiding at this point.
I see. And can you describe how the defendants left the scene? Was it on foot? Was it by a car?
I couldn't see exactly, because I was at the end of the pier on the boat still, so I didn't have a clear view of how they left.
Okay, but they left together.
Yes.
Okay, and if I can, I want you to take a look at Exhibit G. If you can.
Like Mr. K saying that he had the knife.
No, I don't have it.
But then she said she found the knife. So what's happening?
The video?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, I can bring that out.
I feel like Mr. K is like unintentionally helping us at the moment.
All right, thank you. So I just want to confirm: is this a video that you recorded?
Yes. You can see the boat lift in the video.
Sir?
Yes, yes, I recorded that video. You can see the boat lift.
I see, thank you. And that video, is that an accurate representation of what occurred?
That is what occurred.
And what occurred is that Miss Falker attempted to murder Mr. Charles.
Actually, he's testifying.
Yeah, what was that?
All right, that was a question for the witnesses, but I'm happy to withdraw. Thank you. No further questions.
You turned around and faced the gallery and just stated that.
No further questions. Thank you.
Yikes. Malton, it is your turn.
Yeah, once again, I'll try to keep this brief, Mr. K. So you found the knife.
That's right.
And you picked it up.
That's right.
And you gave it to the officers. Oh, sorry, you could finish what you were saying before if you would like.
I can tell you exactly what happened.
Sure, if you want to
So
say what
after
happened.
my high-level detective skills, I don't mean to brag to the court. I used to be a detective, okay? Yeah,
excuse me. Hope that wasn't traumatic for anyone. Continue, Malton.
So, as I was saying, I used to be a high-level detective, one of the best. A position that Carmine could never get to because he lacked the skills. So I used my skills to stay in a nice, secure location, scope out the scene, and let the events unfold to get the full story. I saw exactly where they went to place the knife. So I went over there, I took a picture of exactly where I was, and I took the knife. I was afraid they were going to come back and try to clean up the scene. So I took it, and I brought it to the most trustworthy man that I could think of. A man that loves the people, that loves this city, that loves this state. And I handed it to him because I knew it would be in good hands. I gave that knife to Maximilian, Mr. Dab himself.
Bobby Charles be robbing the elderly, bro.
Oh my God.
Okay, I'm not going to ask what Mr. Dab did with the knife, but I'm just going to ask you. To your knowledge, do you know why then the cops would be claiming they found the knife on scene?
I believe they were.
Objection, Your Honor. Facts on evidence.
All right. What's the fact that's not in evidence, Captain? Could you elaborate?
Nobody has testified to anything he's saying right now.
Okay.
Dude, what a fucking case! Holy
not
shit!
Referencing that, I'm directly trying to refute Officer York's testimony that the police found the knife. We have a clear contradiction here. I'm trying to hammer out.
I have no idea what's going on.
All right, look. Facts not in evidence is not going to go against an alternate theory. They have to prove what they're claiming.
Did he just
if
fuck
your
Max?
Story is more provable, then that's that.
Is Max sitting on the lap of both Penny and Chiffon? Like both ass cheeks on each
If he
lap?
says that's what happened, that's what he says.
He did say that, by the way.
So once again, just to restate the question, then, do you know why the police are claiming that they found the knife?
Well, they technically did find the knife if the knife did end up in their hands. So they did find it one way or another.
But you are saying, 100%, you took that knife from the scene and you gave it to Maximilian Thoroughbred and not the police.
Well, it just depends how you're looking at this. The universe works.
Oh!
Everything has a reaction and reaction. I was taught in elementary school. So basically, when something is done, there's a reaction to it. So by me putting this knife out there, it then caused a reaction of it being found by the cops, by another person. So yeah, I mean, yeah, they did find the knife.
All right, fair enough. And you came to record. Jesus.
Wait, man, please.
Get that out, Lilith.
You came to record after the text messages, so you don't know about anything regarding like the knife play or anything like that.
Thank you, sir. They're trying to silence me.
Yeah, like so. What
Do
you
not be
witnessed
silenced
there,
by the
you don't
woke
know the
mob.
context behind what you were witnessing. You were just there recording it.
What do you mean? I can see
Well, nothing further.
Come on up and be sworn in. Thank you,
Raise your
Angel.
left hand. Miss Volker, please raise your left hand. The whole truth and
She
nothing
is.
but the truth, so help you, hun.
That's exactly right. I swear.
Thank you, Miss Volker.
All right, go ahead, Molten.
All right, Miss Volker. Just to make this quick, what is your relationship with? What is your personal relationship with Vivek and Bobby?
We're a throuple.
Can you describe what that means for people who may not know that terminology?
Sorry, Judge, could you have the witness speak up? I can't.
Oh, sorry. We're a
Please speak
throuple.
up.
We're a throuple.
Can you describe what a throuple is for those who may not be in the know?
Oh, we all consent in our romantic and sexual relations.
Okay, and so that means
Consensually.
Consensually, of course, of course.
Consent is sexy.
All right, and what is your status in this throuple, shall we say? Like, sorry, I don't want to lead you. Like, what would you say your role is within this throuple?
Oh, I suppose the term would be dommy mommy.
And once again, can you describe what that means in as PG or the PG-13 terms that you can for the court?
Well, this could mean, using various forms of tools, sometimes sharp ones, stepping on, things like that, especially in heels, which are also sharp.
All right, in your opinion, what is Vivek's role in this throuple?
Oh, he is the champion cuck. He watches.
Okay.
He does not participate.
Okay. So I'm gonna just go over this video here, hit a couple lines. I don't think we all need to see this video again, but it is the one that Mr. K recorded.
This is so embarrassing. Go ahead.
So at some point in this video, you say something to the effect of, get back to the vehicle. Who were you saying that to?
My president, Vivek Ramaswamy. That's Ramasquamy. That's right. That's that guy over there. Exactly right.
Why were you saying that to him?
Oh, because he has to, do the deed on his own. He's not allowed to engage. I believe the correct term is masturbate.
Okay, well, yeah, that actually leads me to the next point. I believe in a similar vein, very shortly after, you say, take care, Mr. President?
Yes, that's in reference into him taking care of himself sexually. Coming, dare I say.
All right, and in Vivek's role as the champion cuck in this relationship, is he allowed to disobey you?
Absolutely not.
All right. Well, nothing further.
Thank you. How are we today, Miss Volker?
I'm okay. This whole trial, honestly, is quite humiliating. I can't believe that 3 adults were engaging in a consensual sexual relationship. We were just trying to be romantic, and this is so humiliating.
Talk about that sex relationship. Now, on the scene, I mean, it's true that you stabbed Mr. Charles, didn't you?
We were engaging in knife play. I did.
Right. What?
Right. Go ahead.
Right, and that involved stabbing in the neck, didn't it?
Not intentionally, sir. You see...
Not intentionally?
No. So, we were experimenting with knife play, and I was slicing his neck just a little bit. And... Oh, this is so embarrassing. I slipped, and he didn't use the safe word. I thought he was enjoying it. The sounds that he were making were just what I'm so used to hearing. I didn't realize he didn't say the safe word, so you have to understand.
But because he didn't say the safe word, you stabbed him in the neck. Is that true?
No. Sliced.
Okay. You sliced. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Well, let's talk a little bit about that. Now, you said that this was a consensual relationship?
That's exactly right. Consensual is sexy.
Okay. And I guess I want to confirm, did you sign any consent forms with Mr. Charles allowing you to cause him immense physical health problems?
We are all adults. I do not believe there's any paperwork that needs to be done for 3 consenting adults in a relationship.
Oh, in fact, there's not. And I guess I want to confirm, did Mr. Charles say he wanted you to stab him before you did it?
He's extremely into knife play. So, yes.
Oh, that wasn't my question, so I'm happy to repeat it. Did Mr. Charles say to you before you stabbed him that he wanted you to stab him?
No. Again.
Okay.
It's not stabbing. It's slicing, sir.
And after you stabbed him, you left the scene, didn't you?
After I sliced him, I did leave the area, yes.
That's right. And you didn't provide any medical attention for Mr. Charles, did you?
No, sir, I was not aware that he was, you know, that severely injured. I was,
didn't you?
Well, yes, that's part of knife play. That's kind of the point, sir.
Right, you stabbed him in the neck, and
no,
then
I sliced.
All right. Well, I guess let's get this out of the way. You didn't contact any emergency services, did you?
No, sir.
No. And you talked with investigators on this case, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
Right, and when you talked to those investigators, you didn't tell them you stabbed Mr. Charles, did you?
No, sir.
And you didn't tell those investigators.
I'm sorry,
that
sir.
You were sorry.
Are you kink shaming me? This is humiliating.
The witness will refrain from asking the.
I'm also going to do it.
This is already embarrassing enough, sir.
I'm also going to do a general objection to scope. I didn't ask her anything about what she may or may not have told the police afterwards, just about what happened on the pier and the dynamic of their relationship.
Yeah, sustained.
The judge? Now, Miss Falker, did you ever confess to anyone that you stabbed Mr. Charles?
I never stabbed anybody, so no.
That you sliced Mr. Charles?
I do not recall. I don't believe so.
All right. And when you were asked about slicing Mr. Charles, you denied it, didn't you?
Well, once again, the scope objection, Your Honor. He's trying to end run to the police interrogation that may or may not have happened.
Well, Judge, I respectfully argue that the scope has been widened. I've asked her whether or not she's confessed or spoken to other individuals about this, and I do believe that since I've asked her about that, certainly me asking about her talking to law enforcement would be within that enlarged scope.
And her answer was, I don't recall, I don't think so, so I don't know how she could expand upon that.
Well, she didn't say that she didn't talk to anyone, she just simply said that she didn't confess.
Okay. All right. I'm going to sustain that. Just ask another question.
I don't think anyone knows what's going on.
Now, Miss Falker.
Yes, sir.
You used that knife. What happened to that knife?
Oh, well, I took it down to the beach, and I washed it.
You washed it?
That's
and
right.
You didn't take it with you, did you?
I did not.
Play, is it important to keep your instruments clean and sanitized between each use?
Yes, sir. For health purposes, we don't want any infections like the Maxine.
So, describe how you would clean blood off a knife after knife play, then.
Oh, you would sanitize it, of course.
With water?
no, you know, 100% alcohol. But personally, I don't really like reusing tools. I like to buy brand new ones.
Understood. No further questions.
Alrighty. Miss Volker, you are free to go back down to your desk there.
Alrighty, you take care now.
All right, well, Mr. Cook, once again, I'm going to ask you similar questions to that I asked Ms.
Because
Volker.
there's,
How
like,
would you describe
literal
the relationship between
evidence
yourself, Ms. Volker,
of
and Bobby.
Lilith using a knife.
The relationship between me, Lilith, and Bobby is quite kinky. Now, I am a little embarrassed to say we do like to do experimentation on each other.
But before we get into that experimentation, can you just what would you say that your role in this kinky relationship was, if you had to sum it up?
I would say my role is to stand back and stand by, watch to the sides. Okay. I'm a cuck. I'm a total cuck.
Yeah, that. Well, I mean, those are your words, I suppose.
Exactly right.
So, Sugu, thank you for the gifted sub.
Kinky experimentation.
There's like 500 different angles with the knife, and I'm just like, I don't know what they want me to say. Did I have it or not? Where did I put it? I got no idea.
Experimenting with is knife play. We love it. I love to watch on the sides, and just you know, that's basically it. We love doing that. We're at Thruple, and we're all in love with each other. And I just want to say to Lilith and Bobby, I thought now would be a great time to ask. Will you both marry me?
Bobby isn't here.
Bobby's already married, you dumb cuck.
Yes, I'm aware, but I want to say he's willing to go all the way with me.
Oh my
Will you
god.
both marry me?
Oh my god.
I'm here in Bobby's place. He wanted me to. You ready?
Ain't no fucking way.
That's right.
Really?
As the judge is my witness.
What
I want.
is happening?
Wow. I want
Oh my-
Bobby and Lilith to marry me.
Sir?
Unless you guys are not okay
But he's
with
not objecting
gayness.
to it.
Murphy, I did give
Are you serious?
earlier.
I'm serious. I'm so happy.
Yes, Vivek, yes!
Pretty sure Bobby fled.
Yes, I do.
It's
Bobby
already
Charles
almost
would say in this place.
Let's go! And just like that,
Day one.
gayness after marriage.
Day one engaged! Day one engaged!
Hey, fellas,
Day
wrapping the shit up,
one.
okay?
Congratulations.
Oh my god. Oh my god, you're my day one.
You did describe in your own words. Sorry, what happened at the end of Chumash Pier?
Such a great question. Thank you so much for asking. So there I was, watching. All right, as I like to do, side by side, and as Lilith so eloquently put it, they were doing knife play, and let me tell you, I was getting extremely excited. It was as if I was holding the Constitution. Frankly, sir, I was a
I
wreck.
suppose I should have just said that I sanitized the knife in the ocean with the salt water
So excited.
and that I threw it
and
on
I
the
was just
fire
standing by, and I wanted
as I didn't want to reuse it
I wanted
again.
to make sure
But like, it was confusing whether or not they were trying to get me to say I had a knife or not at all.
Wait, what?
Okay. As the cuck
Then
in
the wording just
relationship,
kind of confused
do you
me.
get to direct your dommy mommy in what she does with other men?
Such a great question. No. It tells me what to do.
And you just did what you were told on that day at the end of the pier? No further questions.
Is this case about masturbation?
And I'm sorry, let me just say, I vote with love. I hope the judge does as well.
I believe the prosecutor has some questions
I'm
for you,
sorry.
Mr. Cook.
Thank you.
Mr. Ramaswamy, how are we?
Please call me Vivek Ramaswamy. Go
That
ahead.
one okay?
Okay, sir. Listen,
Yeah, I
I
think
got
so.
a couple questions for you. First off, does your dummy
I didn't really
mom, is that what you
understand the
call it? Does she
wording
ever tell you to lie?
of his questions earlier, so I'm worried that I said the wrong thing.
Right.
But
It doesn't tell you to lie, but why did you lie in this case?
Can you please be specific? What are
No,
you
I
trying to
certainly
ask?
can. Well, you talked to investigators, didn't you?
Objection, scope. Didn't mention anything about him talking to anyone after the fact.
Yeah, stay within the scope. Sustain.
Certainly, Judge. Now, let's talk about the incident in that case. Now, you
right.
were aware what was going to happen?
I was aware that I was going to see some kinky shit, sir.
Right. You knew that your, I guess, newlywed or newly engaged, she had a knife with her? You knew that, right?
Correct for knife play. And that's a kink that should be recognized by this court.
Certainly. And that knife play, that involves using that knife, doesn't it?
It does involve using a knife. Correct.
And you knew that your wife was going to use that knife on Mr. Charles, didn't you?
For a kink, not to injure.
Right, and you were there to participate, weren't you?
I was there to stand back and stand
If
by
I get
as
questioned
watched
why
and get arrested.
Lilith was scared, I'm gonna say it's because of getting
you were there to participate, weren't
scared from the woke mob.
I was there to watch. You have to define participation in this term. In terms of kink, you have to be very specific. As someone who's been a part of the kink forums for a long time, participation can mean a lot of things. So you have to be very specific.
All right, well, let's break this down a little bit, I suppose, then. You're part of the throuple, aren't you?
Pretty much.
Yes, I am.
All right, and you participate in these sessions, don't you?
I watch.
And do you agree with me that watching is participation in the session?
Well, then, me talking about it means you're participating in our kink session right now because you're technically participating in it, wouldn't you say?
No, sir. I'm asking you the question.
Okay, then go ahead. What's your question?
No, certainly. You would agree with me that you watching there would make you a part of that session.
I disagree
Is that
because
right?
you have to define participation, sir.
Right,
I would
sir.
say I'm watching. I watch TV and I watch a lot of, I watch my wife getting railed. Would I say I participate in my wife getting railed? Absolutely not.
To who's?
All right, certainly.
Typing in the
And
background.
I want to clarify, you didn't intervene, did you?
Oh, I did not.
No, you didn't. And
Because
you
I'm a cuck.
watched.
I love watching. Correct.
Right, and you watched. You watched. You
I love
watched.
watching.
As your
That's
wife-
right, he's a cock. Day one, cock.
Day one, my wife getting railed. That's right.
You watched as your new, your new wife stabbed Mr. Charles.
Your
didn't
new
you?
wife.
Say again?
Nope, I said nope because you keep going back to stab when both Lilith and I were clearly stating there was no stabbing. It was an attempt at knife play. And the bazinga word was not rang true. So I'm not going to agree to your false premise of stabbing. It was a slice.
I'm
on
glad Vivek's
accident,
lost.
Kink play gone wrong. And I, sir, will not stand by as you attempt to kink shame us. We're clearly embarrassed about this. So let me just say, I stand for love. Gay one, ladies and gentlemen.
What?
Unless you're against gayness, lawyer, go ahead.
Oh, Mr. Ramaswamy, okay? You left the scene, didn't you?
Did I leave the scene? Yeah, eventually I left the scene.
Max is still
You
here.
left the scene after your wife stabbed Mr. Charles, did you not?
Eventually, she did not stab. I do not agree with this premise once again.
Okay. If you use the word stab one more time, Mr. Hall,
Yes.
I'm going to use more than the word stab.
Certainly, Judge. I'm happy to refrain
Oh,
from
wow.
using that phrase.
That one didn't work. It was meant to be a more than words thing. Okay. Anyway, go on.
All right, certainly. All right, Mr. Ramaswamy.
Call me Vivek, please.
All right, Vivek. So, after you left the scene, you didn't contact any emergency services, did you?
Well, it's such a great question, actually. I walked away into my car because I wanted to sit there in my car. Is that all right? I was not aware that anything went awry. I was just standing by and watching.
All right, thank you, sir. No further questions.
Thank you so much. And I love talking to lawyers, let me tell you. Love jacking it. I am big into kink. And let me just say, I hope this court sides with the gays because I am pro-gay. I think a man should have the freedom to look at another man's gayness after marriage.
No redirect, Your Honor.
Okay. He's going back. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Clearly, this isn't so simple, or we would have been here for the better part of 4 hours. Look, they got no
Gory
victim,
Mountain.
right? They have someone
Cookie
who
shit.
allegedly filmed and may have thought about what was going on, but none of the people who were actually there and called to testify are saying that this was anything but a consensual act between a throuple. These are seasoned investigators, according to the prosecution, and yet they don't put down alibis, they don't put down recordings, they don't even put down what their initial statement is. They're simply recalling what they allegedly said about a week later. And I think all of us know how reliable that recollection testimony can be. Spoiler alert, it's the least reliable type. That's why you typically need things to back it up, such as statements written on the day of, which we don't have. Now, I got 2 clients here, so I'm gonna have to split up a little bit in this closing. Let's start with Mr. Champion Cuck over here. By his own words and by the own admission of everyone here, he was watching. He didn't know what was gonna happen. He walks away.
But they keep
and
the flag out.
That happens after that is between Lilith and the alleged victim. We have no Good Samaritan law. We have no duty to report. Vivek is no more guilty of the crimes he is being accused of than the people who looky-looed a bank truck shootout 7 years ago. Now, let's move on to Ms. Fulker here, and I'm going to ask you to look at the definitions of the law when you go back to deliberate. Brandishing a non-firearm. It says that the person has to be, you know what, I apologize here. I don't want to misspeak, so I'll just quote it directly. Without a brandishing of a non-firearm, it is unlawful for you to draw or exhibit in a rude, angry, or threatening way in the presence of another person. It was certainly in the presence of another person, but to get your kink on, that's not rude or threatening. That's just trying to get your rocks off. Now, let's go back to the next crime that she's being charged with. Let's read the definition for just the attempted murder.
Fucking slow.
Second degree, because it's very similar. The attempt to unlawfully kill. It doesn't say the attempt to kill. It says the attempt to unlawfully kill. I'm sorry. Nowhere in our legislation do we regulate kink. I would argue that this is a lawful consensual act between 2 people, and thus this charge does not apply. Now, the city council may elect to restrict certain activities or restrict the wording of the laws in the future, but that's not now. Now, in order to push it towards the unlawful crime, there has to be an underlying crime. This wasn't a bank robbery. This man wasn't robbed. He wasn't kidnapped there. Everyone is saying that he's there of his own volition. He's there consensually. A consensual act happened. Like it or not, everything that happened on that pier is within the bounds of our current laws and legislation. Thank you.
All right. Order in the court. We're reconvening this matter. I've concluded my deliberations with Judge Angel, and there was a great deal of material to go over in detail and a number of key issues to sort out. But this has been quite a case. Feels like at the onset of this case that I've been asked to either legalize knife play or legalize kink shaming. I'm not going to do any of that today. What I am going to do is examine what is a flawed case from both sides with a lot of inconsistency.
True.
And more than likely a lot of dishonesty.
True.
From witnesses on both sides. Things that don't add up. Things that were later recanted. Things that were denied. And these are the key facts that I think are going to decide this case. The video of the stabbing in multiple reviews
I'm muting alerts.
Brought up some fascinating questions about, I guess, plausible deniability. Lilith Fulker instructs Vivek to leave before this attack takes place. Now, that brings up the question of her motive for doing so.
So you can watch.
From a common sense perspective, it would tend to indicate that she either wants him to be safe and away should any trouble arise, or she wants to hide what she is doing from him. And without any way of knowing one way or the other, I'm not sure what his level of prior awareness is to her intentions in this video. And again, the accounts that we heard here today for the motives for the meeting, the motives for why anyone did what they did on that day are all varied and conflicting. And the wording of the charge for accomplice is clear in that Mr. Vivek wouldn't necessarily need to be there to be charged as an accomplice, especially after the fact. So we had to examine, more so than any testimony, what occurred after the fact with these suspects. And it has been demonstrated in this courtroom that Mr. Vivek, as well as Ms. Fulker, did change their stories multiple times, first denying that they had even been there.
That wasn't.
And then
that can't be used in court, though.
proceeding
surely.
with this knife play affirmative defense. So with that in mind, it calls into question Vivek's prior awareness as he's being told to leave the scene of this crime, alleged crime. As for the other video, while not completely damning the footnote video of Carmine, it does not necessarily irrefutably prove a conspiracy to fabricate the knife story. It does demonstrate that multiple stories
I just didn't think they could use the interrogation in court
to
since it
reasonably
wasn't
conclude
on the
that
report.
multiple parties were in collusion to create a narrative for this court case rather than simply tell the truth. And while that is disconcerting, if I were to charge any one of you with perjury, I would probably have to find a burden of proof high enough to look at all of you who testified today and likely have to charge many of you. So we're not going to deal with perjury. But I would say that probably most of the people who testified today were dishonest about something. But back to the defendants and the charges. I do find that the knife story is implausible based on the supplementary evidence supporting its fabrication following the initial incident. So with that in mind,
speaking in
I will
fucking
be
spells.
finding Miss Lilith Fulker guilty of all charges. And Mr. Vivek, again,
07?
because you did change your story multiple times.
07?
That did cross
I don't really
me over
understand why.
in terms of reasonable doubt. To
The
find you guilty
07.
as well.
Oh my
What?
Thank you, Judge.
Baby.
I guess the woke mob wins.
The woke mob always wins.
Taking over Los Santos, everybody.
January
Jan
6th! Jan 6th!
January 6th.
January 6th!
I'll see you there, January 6th. We're taking back our
Woke mob silencing us all.
Mr. Ramaswamy, Miss Lilith.
January 6th.
Let me just say, Officer Slacks, you are not at fault here. All I'm going to say is the city has
Absolutely.
let us down.
I mean, you can always.
We did not get a fair trial.
You could always appeal the charge that happened today. Of course.
Well, let me tell you, we've worked with lawyers in the past who've let us down. Literally having sexual relations with our political opponent, and apparently that flies in Los Santos. Someone who's working against us, a bar-tested lawyer, can absolutely sabotage a campaign. I guess our ideas were a little too radical for this town.
Day 1 of prison.
Are we the only ones in prison, Lilith?
I think so.
Let's go into the weight room and get swole.
Alrighty.
Oh my god.
Time for beef. Loser. You're dead, puto.
That's right. Yeah, that's right, bitch.
Damn it.
Yeah. I'll do what I did to you, Bobby.
Oh, I just showed up. How can I help you?
Hey,
That
how
was
are ya?
awesome. Hey, how are you? Good to see you.
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing so great. Let's keep walking around.
Alrighty. I'm sorry this happened. It's all my fault.
It's not your fault, Lilith. We're a package deal. We're a team. The only currency you can trust here is trust in itself. How are you? Good to
Hey
see
there,
ya.
how are you? Alexander
how
Ritter,
are
Group
ya?
6 manager, the Epsilon program founder with my co-founders over here. How are you guys?
Seems serious. Trying to enable the roleplay bars.
Hey, Marco, the pleasure's all on this side. God bless you. This is me and Lilith Falker. We just
Hi, how are ya?
10 months.
We actually had the
Jansix!
lovely opportunity of meeting probably about 2 weeks ago, and it was a pleasant meeting. And very unfortunate to see what happened to you today in court, but I think we might actually have some good news for you guys today.
I'd love to hear good news.
Yes,
Marco?
we at the Epsilon Group, we hate injustice anywhere. And we saw your treatment, and it was just unacceptable.
We
So
agree.
We're the woke mob. You're absolutely correct.
We were absolutely silent.
Day one. Day one.
right.
Big fan. Big fan. Big fan. Big fan. Big fan.
That's exactly right.
We at the Epsilon Group, in the interest of pursuing your cooperation after you become a exalted political figure, are willing to do two things.
Yep.
One, we are willing to make significant contribution to your campaign fund.
Yep.
Is that
Two,
right?
we are willing to use our connections and our various resources to, I don't know, make maybe things better for you.
Wait, is this Will?
That sounds so good because let me tell you, Lilith and I have been busting our chops to try to get some sort of recognition in office, and we have turned every corner and everyone has leaded us astray, including the justice system, including the cops. So I'm willing to give Epsilon a real shot.
Okay, excellent.
Exactly right.
You sound like someone who's tired of the woke. Is that true?
Yes.
You're so right
You
about that.
absolutely are.
I got
We've
a
been
question for
silenced
you.
non-stop since
Right.
day one.
Have you guys ever heard of Dianetics?
No, I haven't. What is that?
Okay.
Is it FDA
so
approved?
Dianetics, right? It's the exploration of past lives. It's kind of
Yes.
the quest for self-actualization.
Yes.
Okay. And at the Epsilon program, founded by the very, 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 and let me say very amazing Dr. Maximus Wells. The movement offers a structured path towards self-discovery, spiritual enlightenment, and a personal fulfillment. And I think right now you guys need it the most.
Yeah, and choose as you
Right,
will.
no,
You know,
that's-
you
that's,
can pick and choose, mix
It's
and match.
Dianetics. That's Dianetics. Dianetics.
Yeah, day one.
Day one.
That's exactly right.
Let me tell you, I'm very interested in what you have to say, and I'm willing to give you a shot regarding Dianetics. Let me tell you, I think we have a lot to offer. Unfortunately, because of these injustices, we're unable to run for mayor. But I'm willing to do anything to get retribution.
Well, no, that's
See,
not it.
That's exactly what we're saying to you, sir.
Exactly.
Well, let me
What
tell
if
you,
we
we're
Dude,
on
this is some
board.
season 2 shit.
Fix this situation for you.
You can be more specific.
What if you
What if?
were able to run for mayor?
Be elected.
I would love that.
Think about
Go
that.
on.
Squad.
Think
about
What
this.
is it?
The
Day
Epsilon
two,
Group
maybe?
cannot disclose
Oh,
our means or how we plan to do this.
Day 2.
But obviously, we are very far-reaching group. Have you seen perhaps Top Gun 2?
Oh, I love Top Gun 2. We and
Yes.
the other middle-aged men love
with the
to
with
watch.
the with the military aircraft and the
Yes.
the
That's
bomb,
right. I
the
watch on
plane.
my iPad while my wife gets railed.
Well,
Yes.
one of our members, let's just say, is the starring role in Top Gun 2.
which is no small thing. You just don't get that role.
Is that right?
Big in Vinewood for decades. Big in Vinewood for decades.
Big environment.
Very big. Have you ever heard of Mission Success?
Of course I have. I love
That's
Mission
what I'm
Success.
saying. That's what
That's
I'm
what I'm
saying.
saying.
Holy
I'm gonna
smokes.
pass
Well,
out
let me
any
What
tell you,
about
seconds.
Sunday Night Fever?
I love
Oh,
Sunday Night.
wow.
Yes, okay,
Yeah.
so you're
These are all
starting to
American things.
understand
I have
the
no idea what's
scope
going
of
on.
our influence.
What about
Let me
the
tell ya.
what about the last Slammerai?
Oh, I just love watching the last slammer. It reminds me of my wife getting railed.
Exactly.
What about locked in the house?
Are you kidding me? Keep going. Name 3 more and I'm on board.
Okay, I got
The Foot
you know
Maiden.
Okay, 1.
The color of Buddy.
2. 1
The
more.
Los Santos show, man, with you know, Winfrey Santos. You know, you get a
Nicole
couch, you get a
Kidman's
couch, you get a
husband.
couch.
Oh,
that
wow.
one doesn't count. That one doesn't count. I need one
Okay,
more.
okay.
Okay.
All right,
Risky
Mr. and Mrs.
endeavor.
Splits.
That counts, ladies and gentlemen. I'm on board, and Lilith is too.
We are absolutely
Also, there
on
was one
board.
that was less
Day
successful
Day
called,
one.
Report Minorities, but we didn't really like the title of that
Yeah,
film.
Report Minorities didn't really
Listen.
do too well.
Oh,
I don't think we're
yeah.
gonna do well with the woke mob. Let me tell you.
We can
Any
find
of
something
the
way
other,
cooler.
Mayor candidates have something like the Epsilon program backing them.
I don't believe so, but let me tell you, Mobster Max has all these really shady dealings. He has a harem that
What
he
a
goes
group
to,
of
so,
theater kids we
I
have
wanna
here right
be
now.
supported by Epsilon because you guys seem like the good.
Yeah, so we don't like Max. We don't like him at all over at Epsilon, and you know.
Ugh,
let's
who
just tell
does?
you
I
one
need the
thing.
work.
Let's just tell you one thing: limitless resources. Limitless resources. yeah.
We're so on board. Limitless resources sounds incredible, and let me tell you, if a celebrity endorses something, then I'm so on board because a celebrity should be all-knowing. That's
You
why
know-
I want to join Epsilon.
If you would have met us before your
I
court
can't
today,
even
we
put my
could've gotten
glasses
you
on
a
if I
better lawyer.
wanted to, unless.
right.
Yeah.
Our lawyer actually
one
looks like
that
Tom
one that
Cruise.
actually
Unless I pull them out of my
dresses like a lawyer, not
asshole.
like you just I don't know got out of a high school party.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's a fair point.
Right. I think
So-
that's the only two. I think that's really the only reason you two didn't do so well today. Right?
To
He
show
didn't.
the level
We're
of
really
so
take it
fucking
home.
back.
And to help you in your time of need, we are willing today to give you investment capital of $5,000 to
Yes.
help with your easement out of the prison life.
Absolutely, and I'm willing to actually double that
What?
on the
After
spot.
You become the mayor, governor, whatever position you're running for, really.
The
President.
mayor, the president. Who knows what one thing can
All
lead
of the
to.
above.
Yes, we believe in you.
Thank you so much. I believe in you, and I hope to do Epsilon so well.
Mr.
Let me know
Ramaswamy,
if you need anything.
Believing
You're
in us
extremely
is believing in
disgruntled.
you.
You're
Have you
just
guys-
disgruntled.
Have you
Perhaps
guys
you
heard?
should take my number, or we have
would
your
love
number,
to.
correct?
I'll give you
Yes,
my number
please.
right now.
All right, 1 second.
Have you guys heard of an expungement? Do you know what that is?
No, I
I'm
do
aware,
not.
yes.
Okay.
I'm aware then.
So, do you
Is
guys
that
know when the
right?
mayor election actually is?
Nope.
Oh, we don't. But all I know is
Right.
January 6th, the reckoning is coming.
All right, hit me with that number in 3, 2, 1.
Kablam!
He's on it. That's my president.
I'm on it. I'm so ready.
Thank
I
you.
hope you are ready to work with us as well. Let's bring back Retribution to Los Santos.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's playing a fucking
Are you
soundboard.
okay?
Day one!
Day one!
Yeah.
My poor neighbors.
Take back what
Man,
My poor fucking neighbors.
If I had a bottle of champagne, I would pop it right now.
Oh, the old champagne. I love that stuff. That's exactly right.
So just understand that there ain't nothing
Here.
like walking through the town of
Cigar.
Los Santos having the
To
most
celebrate
thick,
you joining Epsilon.
strong backbone that you
Time for me to turn my
fucking wanted
microphone
in your life.
down.
Ramaswamy, how did you feel at that moment that you felt that verdict?
It's so funny. Basically, what happened is injustice is what I felt initially, and I'm
That's
so
exactly
excited to
right.
get retribution on this city. Let me tell you, I want the city to be sure that they cross someone who's uncrossable. I will not stand idly by as the city gets absolutely fucked and railed by these politicians who don't care about Los Santos. The only time I stand by while someone gets railed is when it's my wife.
You know what? It's not vengeance. It is justice, Ramaswamy. And in that moment, I did feel. I do believe that I felt what you felt at that one moment, Ramaswamy. It was this is an choke the woke. Choke the woke. You know what I mean? Choke the woke.
Exactly right.
Unacceptable.
Yes. Absolutely unacceptable.
So we just want to reassure you that everything's going to be okay.
Ride back to town or something like this?
We would love that. We would love a ride.
Absolutely.
All right.
Someone's gonna have to.
Do any of you happen to have a bandage by any chance? I was attacked by the woke mob in prison. I know.
I do have while I don't have a bandage on me, I do have $69, and I also do have weed. So if one of those things interests you, I could absolutely provide that for you.
You know what? Just some positive reinforcement. I'm sure will do the trick, sir.
Listen.
Can you compliment me or something?
You are in control. You are the boss. You are an immovable object, and you are an unstoppable force.
Wait, really?
It's only after we've lost everything are we free to do anything. And if we stand for nothing, then we'll fall for anything. And guess what? You have it fucking all. So take what's yours. It's your playground. Everyone else is just playing in it. So fuck it. Let's get moving. I'll get in the trunk. How does that sound?
Thank you, sir.
It's been an absolute fucking honor.
Yes, the honor is all mine. Let me tell you, God's bless each and every one of you. I'm excited to do business with you from now on. You are the last
to call Alex before you hire an attorney. He has our Rolodex. We will make sure you are taken care of.
Absolutely, I will call Alex.
Yeah, while you rest, we're gonna get down to the ground floor and we're gonna, get the gears moving, and we're gonna touch base, and we're gonna, touch base.
We're gonna touch base. We're gonna connect the dots. We're gonna be rapping and reviewing. Let me tell you, I'm excited.
Absolutely,
here.
Documents and SOPs. So
that's exactly right. Well, you take care now. Great meeting you all. And thanks for the ride.
Lovely meeting you.
And God bless America.
Season 2. That's exactly right.